Welcome guys to day 3 of our 90-day journey, and as you can see, today I started by going to the hospital and I remembered to take my measurements, and I'm glad that I'm weighing around 79 kgs and not 84 as I had earlier thought. For some reason I thought that I was either at 84, 85 or 86, but now at least we are at 79, and my goal is to weigh 60 kgs. So around 20 kgs, 19 kgs there needed to go. So we started by skipping the rope as usual. I managed to do the usual 1,000 skips. And with yoga, I did not manage to do the 1 hour. Like I've mentioned, it's a little bit tough for me, and it's also the kind of yoga I'm doing. It's not a beginner level kind of yoga. It's quite heavy, but I was thinking of maybe changing and doing something lighter tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, but I'll know. For some reason I like this yoga. It's very heavy, it's very tough, it makes me sweat, it really pushes me to the edge, which is my my goal, to sweat more, to really just go all in. It's something that I was able to do before, like early this year. I was able to comfortably do this specific type of video from start to the end, but right now it's becoming quite difficult. So maybe tomorrow I'll change and do a much lighter yoga, so that I'm able to push all the way to 1 hour. Then next week now I can resume this one once my body has aligned. Still thinking about it, I'm not so sure. Anyway, in the spirit of working out as usual, I was thinking about success and I was thinking about performance, and what came into my mind was our days way back in high school and primary school. We really had students who used to perform so well. They used to score good marks, and we had students who used to struggle. And when I look at now the reality of life right now, like when I look at my friends who used to do so well in school, and when I look at the people who used to struggle, I don't know what happens. I don't know if this is true, but this is my judgment. It seems like students who never used, like they were just average students, they are doing way much better in life right now as compared to the A students. I don't know if it's something that you've noticed as well, or I'm just the one who is judging things not in a very so good perspective. I don't know. And I've been thinking deeply, what could be the cause of all this. And again, the other thing is just the way life has changed, and the way things have really, things are very different right now. It's not like during the time of our fathers in the 90s, you would go to school and get a very good job. Nowadays, you finish school and there's no job. Like, there are people who graduated like 15 years ago and they've still not gotten any decent job. Being one of them, still struggling. I have so many friends, relatives, family members who are on the same, process of just trying to make ends meet. And I think that's a wake-up call to us, especially now that we are also parents. Maybe it's just to rethink success, because we were being taught to really work so hard and get good grades so that we can get good jobs and have a good life. And honestly, we went all in. Okay, we worked so hard in school so that we can perform so well, and at the end of the day get good jobs and get those good cars, those big houses, just live a good life based on that particular formula there. But now life has really changed. That's not the same. That's not the case anymore. Nowadays, you finish school, there are no jobs. People who have not even gone to school, they're doing way much better. And let me tell you, it hits differently when someone who doesn't even have a decent education gets into a conversation with you. Because this happened to me the other day and it really caught me thinking. Like I had a relative who was like telling me, you guys are learned, but the way you're living, I think that like I'm looking ahead, like I'm calculating life way much better than you learned fellas. And I was like, oh my god, has it gotten into this? So I don't know. Is it that there's something that, or is it that people who struggle to perform in school or who haven't gone to school and have a good education exposure, are they, can we say that they get to really prepare themselves mentally early, and they also get to accept their realities early, and that's why they get into businesses earlier or hustle early and they make it early, as compared to someone who has gone to school, they have their degree, they come out, they start looking for jobs, going from one office to the other, and they get so discouraged. And also the mentality of, oh my god, I'm learned, I can't just do any kind of job. You waste so many years waiting for that opportunity to come or to be given to you, as compared to the person who knows that, you know what, I didn't go to school, I wasn't performing so well, so the only way to for me to do well is to start working early. And these people, they don't choose jobs, like they get their hands dirty and they're able to put food on their tables early. I don't know, like it's just something that I've has been, on my mind for this week. The other thing is, now, since we as millennials, we've been there, and we look at the reality of things right now, and just the reality of, you know what, things have changed. It's not like during the time of our parents, when they would go to school and get good jobs and live good lives, be employed by the government, have all these benefits and whatever. Nowadays, it's not that easy. Unfortunately, we also have AI that is here to really replace so many people's jobs. And if it's not AI, we had COVID the other day, and the reality of things is that we have so many companies laying people off because, yeah, they say post-COVID outcomes. Maybe the companies don't have money, or others they prefer to, automate most of their systems and have AI do some of the things that we could do. So that leaves me with a lot of thoughts on how parenting should be done right now, especially when it comes to our children. I think we know better now. We I think we are at an age where you can't tell your child to work so hard so that they get good jobs and pass the exams and get good jobs. Honestly, I feel like that is behind us, and it's not that doesn't mean that we don't encourage the children to work hard and perform well in school. But what that means is that we just have to think differently, teach our children to both be book smart, that is, make sure they work hard and work smart, and just not focus on books alone. Also read other types of books, development books, leadership books, and also look at their talents, nurture their talents. Gone are the days when we would tell our children that, music is not a career, because from the look of things we can see that actually people who are into their God-given talents, they're doing so well in life. Yeah, so it's I think it's more of now teaching our children to be book smart and also to be street smart. Okay, street smart means just being able, you as a parent, to identify the God-given talent that God has bestowed in your child, and nurturing that, so that when the books when if things don't work out, especially based on how we think in our societies, education is very important, definitely. Then okay, now I'm trying to think in the perspective of, like, you're growing up to become a lawyer, a teacher, an engineer, a doctor, so that if these opportunities don't show up, they still are able to make life based on what they love, that is their talents. That is not being street smart. And now we also have social media, and we have so many people making livelihoods out of social media. We have influencers, we have content creators. And this is also a big challenge to us in just how we are gonna help our children, you know, think in terms of their careers, because these people, they are showing us that they're living great lives online. They and we see it, they fly, they have good houses, they have great cars, and they get to live the life that they want, as compared to being in corporate space. I'm also finding a lot of information whereby people don't want to be in corporate anymore. Or okay, people, you find that yeah, you are there, but you're just doing it to survive. And most people don't really enjoy these jobs. There are people who really love their jobs. I'm not saying that there are people who don't love their jobs. There are people who really love their jobs and they are doing so great, but there are others who really struggle. Like I've seen reels on Instagram where you see someone really crying, and the caption is, "Oh, the job that I prayed and cried for God to give me." Like showing or depicting that they are really struggling in those opportunities or in those offices. So yeah, that has been my my thought or process of thinking today about how life has changed in terms of careers, and how we are also supposed to allow ourselves to bend with the realities of life right now, in terms of when it comes to raising our children. We have to encourage them to be book smart and also be street smart and also be very supportive. And the other thing that I think is a topic of debate and discussion is about boarding schools. We as parents, I don't know, is it a good idea to have our children go to boarding schools, or is it way much better to just have them go to day schools, and we get to have them at home? We get to spend time together and get to know them better, and also support them now in even starting to earning something small as early as 13 years old, based on what they love, so that when they get to their 20s, they're already ingrained in what they how this kind of life whereby they had started earning earlier. So yeah, that has been my way of thinking today, and I said that I'll share it during this video. Please let me know in the comment section what's your thought on parenting right now, and also based on the schools that you went to, is it true that people who really performed so well in school are struggling in life right now, as compared to students who are just average students? Do they seem to be doing so well in life? And if that's the case, what do you think could be causing this? And the other thing is corporate life and social, and just being self-employed, or being able to maneuver through life based on your own talents, or maybe through content creation. What could be your thoughts around the same? So that's it today. Thank you so much for staying with me. I encourage and invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.